Hey guys, it's me, Blue. In case I start losing my voice, I've got some sort of throat thing going on, so hopefully we'll be okay. I've just finished one of my books for my NEWTs, and I now officially have, you don't have to look at this page at all, I now officially have my, where are we? My outstanding in potions, so I'm very excited by that. I'm finished. I had originally planned on doing 11, and like I said, I added 4, so I'm now up to 15, and I've done 9 of them, so I'm super proud of that. I've had to rearrange some, like I originally had spelled in the book with magic, and that got moved because it ends on page 344. So now this one is spelled, and it's going to be for Arithmancy, for my Exceeds Expectations. And the book with magic is going to be this one, which is going to be a movie starring Jack Black, which comes out around my birthday. So super excited by that, but of course I have to read the book first so I can complain when they get it wrong. But it's so, I'm excited about this one. Like, the movie trailers look really good, and it's just like, there's something about seeing based on best-selling novel that I'm like, ooh, based on a book, gotta get the book. So I'm super excited by that. I feel like I'm finally getting my book mojo back, like, if that makes any sense. I had so much fun doing the booktubeathon, but it was so extreme. Like 7 books in 7 days is insane for me, like, just to think about. So the fact that I had to kind of take a break from reading for a little while has been really, really rough, but I'm finally getting back into it. Like, I finished Sarah Dooley's book called Free Verse, and it was so good. Oh my goodness, what an emotional roller coaster that book was. If you ever get a chance to read it, because I'm friends with her on Facebook, like, I really wanted to like the book. And you know, you go into reading any book with an open mind, and you try to, you know, I'm gonna give it my best shot and really hope it turns out. And this was so mind-blowing. It was so good. Made me want to get back into my poetry again. I really enjoyed it. I really, really, really enjoyed it. So if you ever have a chance to pick up Free Verse by Sarah Dooley, do it. It's such a phenomenal book. And I'm going to get other books by her because, you know, like, if that's the way she wrote this one, then her others just have to be just as good. Like, she's just, oh my gosh, she's so good. So I finished that one, and honestly, like, on Wednesday I was going to break my pattern and just review the book because it was so good. And then I returned it to the library, and it was like, oh, now I was gonna review that. But it was so, like, 5 out of 5 would recommend. Like, so good. I'm a Yelp reviewer now. So yeah, like, seriously, the other book that I just finished, not as much a fan of. I put on my Instagram that I was having trouble deciding between 3 books, and I'll show you what the 3 books were. They were The Maze Runner, or The Postcard Killers, or Spelled. And one person responded on Instagram. And so, of course, I got shared to my Twitter, and nobody responded. And then I posted on my Facebook, and one of my friends, started posting spoilers. And so I'm like, okay, now I have to read the book because he's just going to keep ruining it for me and for everyone else who wants to read it and hasn't read it yet. So I had to read that one. So I read it, and not a fan. Like, I want to enjoy it. I really, really wanted to enjoy it. because I've actually heard good things about it, but it started out with a lot of potential and then just didn't work for me. Like, again, it's sort of like, sorry, there's a train going by. It was sort of like Leviathan, in that I just couldn't get into it. Maybe because of the language, maybe because it wasn't intended for me. It's been on my TBR list for quite a while, and so I really wanted it to be good, and I really wanted to enjoy it. And like Leviathan, it's got some questions that I really want to get answered. So I'll probably, maybe next year, or later on, maybe around Christmas or whatever, I'll probably look into the Scorched Trials, which is the next book in the series. But it's not really high on my priority list right now. Like, I've got the Halloween list coming up, and the Horcruxathon that I'm going to be doing, and I'll probably do a TBR list for that next week. But like, I've got so many different things that I want to read, and answering some questions that I have about this one just isn't at the top of my list. So just not a fan. Also, it's the movie cover, and I haven't seen the movie, so maybe I should have made this one my movie adaptation, whatever, instead of Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. But I really, now I kind of want to see the movie, because if the book I wasn't a fan of, maybe I'll enjoy the movie. I don't know, but we'll see. But it was good. It was not great. It wasn't what I hoped it would be. Like, there was so much potential for it, and then it just kind of, I don't know, it didn't do it for me. So if you enjoyed it, that's great. I want people to enjoy books. It's just not my kind of thing. So that being said, obviously I have my NEWTs to work on. So my weekend TBR, I've shown you a couple of them already. The House with the Clock in Its Walls, and that's by John Bellairs, and I'm so excited to get into this one. Like I said, like with the movie coming out, it's really been high on my priority list. I really want to read that one, so I'm super excited by that one. I want to get into the Postcard Killers. I've read so much fantasy and dystopia, and like, I want to read something that kind of, the mystery and the whatever. So I'm kind of excited by that one. I don't think I've ever read anything by James Patterson, but I've heard he's good. And this is called The Scariest Vacation Thriller Ever. So I'm excited. We'll have to see how that turns out. And finally, one that I've already started. This is Spelled. And you can tell I've already started because I have 2 bookmarks in there. But this is a different spin on the telling of the Wizard of Oz story, which I totally wasn't expecting. When I first requested it, a lot of people had told me to get Wanted, which is a different retelling of Robin Hood. I'm like, I'll get this. Robin Hood. So Wanted is by the same author, and that one's been high on my list, but everybody's like, no, you have to read them in order, so I had to get this one first. And luckily for my NEWTs, I needed one with magic, so this was on that list. And it's been changed, obviously. I showed you that earlier. But the tagline is, somewhere over the rainbow, all hell is about to break loose. So it's a different retelling of it. Like, I love those kind of stories where they take kind of a classically known story and just flip it. And I just think that's brilliant. So that's on my list this weekend. And finally, one of the other ones that I got is Kelly's. Like, I've been trying to get into more nonfiction. Like I said, like, I read Furiously Happy, and it's kind of sold me on books that are written by people about their lives. So this is kind of his memoir, and this is I Hate Everyone Except You by Clinton Kelly, and it looks really, really cute. And I originally had planned on doing this one for the one with the bird on the cover, and then I got a hold of Sarah's book, and that one transferred. But I think the yellow bird on the cover and the fact that he's so angry and so pouting, So I'm excited. Like I said, like I really want to start getting into books that are going to stretch me and get me out of my kind of fantasy cozy novel rut. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing for that. So that's my TBR, my 4 amazing books for my weekend. I don't think I'm going to get through them all. I'm going to try. I'm also listening to Glass Sword on Hoopla. It's actually, there are so many memories that are being flooded back from the first time I listened to The Red Queen, and I'm really enjoying it. So that's another one on my list that I'm going to have a very busy weekend. So I'm super excited about this weekend. Oh my goodness, excuse me. I'm super excited about this weekend. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be busy. Obviously, I have a lot of books to read. But I think that's it. I have other books that I've got on my list that I'm looking at now that I'm like, you don't have to see those. It'll be like a week before I finally get to those. But it's good to be reading again. Even if it's just like getting into like kids books like the House with the Clock on its Wall, or the Maze Runner. Like, even if it's just those kind of books, that it's so important that we read. So I'm gonna sign off. I'd love to hear what you guys are reading this weekend. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to hear what you guys have. If you've read any of these ones, if you've read any of mine, or if you've read any of the Glass Sword, or any of the Red Queen series, I'd love to hear what you guys think of it. I'd love to hear your opinion, or recommendations. Like, my TBR list is well over 200 books right now, so I would love to add to that. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Knowledge is power. Support your local library, and we'll see you on Monday. All right, bye.